What's going on, guys? Philip at Trade Genius. All right, a quick video today about gold. Now, we're looking at a gold chart here. This spans several decades. You can look this up with the XAU USD symbol on TradingView. What we're going to take a look at is the similarities between this move here in gold, this consolidation period / down move, and then this big move up. You're going to talk about is fractals. Fractals are when we have the same geometry or pattern, but on a different scale. And you see that a lot in various charts in stocks and cryptos. So we're going to talk about that. Pretty interesting what that foretells for the price of Bitcoin, considering the way that this chart has played out. And we'll talk about the fundamentals behind this as well. Also, you guys mentioned the BAT token to look at as an altcoin. We will get to that in a future video, but I wanted to show you guys, even on the 15-minute chart with the moneymaker, you're getting these decent entries off these gyrations. Now, if you look at the alt market, really heavy bear market right now, pullback because Bitcoin's advancing and market dominance is going up. And the way we teach you guys to use the moneymaker, you want to buy at the bottom of the channel. So this signal you actually filter out, and we will actually be programming this to filter out these that fire in the upper part of the channel. But like, this is a legit entry and this is a legit entry, and all you're looking for is base hits. So this, again, guys, if you guys are interested in this moneymaker indicator, head over to our website. You can click on the software tab, the moneymaker. Use our July 4th code for 35% off. You can get that, or check out our other packages to get in the room with us. Anyway, guys, thought I would share that with you, but we will cover BAT in an upcoming video. All right, guys, let's dive into this gold chart and check this out.
Trade Genius.
Okay, so here's a multi-year chart of gold. Actually, this is a 3-month. This is a quarterly chart on gold. And, similar to what we saw in 2017 with Bitcoin, we had a run up and then we had like a prolonged bear market. For Bitcoin, a prolonged bear market equated to going down in price for 12 months essentially before bottoming out and then starting to make higher highs. But crypto moves at warp speed compared to traditional asset classes like gold, and so we're going to be looking at it as far as this pattern goes. But keep in mind that what plays out on a quarterly basis plays out on a weekly basis in Bitcoin. So what happened here though? Well, in 2003, the very first gold-backed ETF was introduced in Australia, and then subsequently in the States, it was in 2004. So in this area here, you had the gold-backed ETF. And then what ended up happening was you had this huge run-up. So from this area, you had a 360% low to high from that moment on, increase in gold. And it was a multi-year run. We went from 2004 and peaked out ultimately in 2011. Then you finally had a pullback and consolidation, and now we've finally broken back above that. So, and this will probably continue to consolidate, albeit a little bit higher bias for the interim, considering everything that's going on with the global economy. So that being said, and understanding that area there where the ETF was introduced a sustained bull run, let's take a look at how this compares to Bitcoin. All right, here's the gold chart down here. Bitcoin, we're going to use the Brave New Coin Liquid Index, BLX. That's an end of day chart, so it doesn't update intraday. You got to wait for the end of day data. So this current price here is actually from yesterday evening. But notice the similarities, okay? So this is what we call a fractal. Similar geometry, different time scale. And you'll notice we peaked up. We had a bounce here, another hump here, and then we started to consolidate down. And what you'll notice here is, we had this cup pattern here, same as we have here. So we have this area here where we have our ETFs introduced. That's basically where we're at now. We have essentially ETF-like products, right? Backed, Fidelity. All of those things are basically introducing a physically backed product that institutional investors can flow into. And so the difference between the previous boom bust cycles in Bitcoin and what happened with the gold ETF is the introduction of these physically backed investment products accessible to the vast majority of investors. This creates the institutional inflows, and that's where you get your stability and you get away from these crazy drops that we've seen historically with Bitcoin. There still will be volatility. You're still going to see, easily 30% type moves going forward. However, the large collapses that usually you get from boom bust cycles driven by retail, we should expect that to actually start winding down. So now if we take a look at this fractal and we apply this fractal geometry to this chart, look what that gives us. Okay, so now we have this pattern here similar to this, right? And notice where it takes us up to, up near 40,000, well within this year, the next couple of months. So this also plays into that parabolic move, and who knows, maybe we will outpace this and get a spike out. But we should expect to see, since this pattern has held so far, something similar to this. So what we'll do, guys, is we'll keep this pattern up, and we'll see how this correlates in the coming days and weeks over subsequent videos to see how this plays out. But I thought you guys should be aware of this, considering where we are in our parabolic structure, where we are in the cycle. And again, here's just another piece of the puzzle showing us that structurally, from a market structure standpoint, we've seen this type of move before, albeit on a different scale. But when you start talking about market structure, you're talking about market psychology. So an interesting thing to note here as far as the potential upside before this final move is done here on Bitcoin. So we'll reference this as time goes forward and see how close this correlates to that move. Be interesting to see. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this video. Appreciate you guys watching. Love the comments. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Please hit like and subscribe. We appreciate the support. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.
Trade Genius.